Mic check, mic check. So today I'm reacting to Russ going on Flagrant with Andrew Schultz, and he's talking about how artists fake their streams. Let's get straight into it. This is the Purely Talk reactions.
Yeah.
Okay. How these labels, artists with the streams,
Yeah.
I don't know how they're doing it, but it
Yeah.
feels like they're doing it.
Yeah.
And how are they tricking us? Because I see these people that go crazy, album
Right.
goes #1, but then they can't fill up a show.
Right.
So the math is not math.
Right. Right. Yeah, I mean, that's what it is.
But explain it.
I mean, so it's one of those things that like everyone in the industry knows is going on.
Which is?
Faking the streams. It's a real thing.
So the label buys the streams from Spotify?
So here's the deal. When you talk to these people, because I've talked to these people, because I've been like, what is this? How are y'all doing this? They never disclose the mechanics of like how they actually fake the streams. There's like, rumors of like streaming farms, or we're delving out fucking computers in third world countries and hacking the back end to make it look like it's an IP from the US.
Yeah.
Whatever, like all this nutty shit. But the reality is the labels are spending money and, devil's advocate, they're treating it like a marketing expense. Because in a sense, it like almost is.
You're gonna spend $100 grand on billboards. You're gonna spend $100 grand on streams.
Right.
The streams is gonna put you in a playlist.
You're gonna spend real money to get fake streams that equate to real money. So that's why they think it makes sense, because it's like, okay, the streams are fake, but the money's real.
That is so true, because nowadays, so many music is being put out that you need for your music to cut through. How does your music cut through? Getting in the algorithm. How does your music get in the algorithm? You got to get on a bunch of playlists to the point to where the algorithm picks it up and adds it to different people's, you know how the algorithm works. It's gonna add it to different people's playlists. Not add it, but like put it in front of people's eyes. Bring it to people's attention. So you need it to be spend a lot on different playlists for people to, hear and see.
So what do we care? Especially they're not doing it with like up and coming artists who like you wouldn't believe it. They're doing it with people like where it's okay, let's say your song has 500 million streams, right? Organically. But let's say with fake streams, now you're at 900 million. No one's gonna sit there and be like, this is more like a 500 million stream song.
Yeah.
They're just gonna be like, this is a big song, makes sense, it has 900 million.
That's honestly so smart.
Yeah, they're not doing it to the dude across the street and giving him 1 billion streams. They're doing it to people who really can get 500 million. But let's just pump it to get 900.
Now you're getting #1.
Now you get
so
#1.
you can pay for a #1.
Oh yeah. What?
What does
For
the
sure.
#1 cost? I mean, that's crazy to even think about that.
I mean,
what does
I
a
think-
#1 song in America cost?
Look, the reality is this: you do have to have a real fan base to a certain extent, right? You have to have people who are really consuming the music, and your song has to actually be moving around organically. Once it's that, then they'll push the button on it, and it just depends. Like it's a campaign. It could be like it's like a 12-week campaign, and it might be 60 grand, 70 grand, whatever it is.
That's it.
And it's
To have the #1 song.
And
on
that
Spotify.
70 grand, the ROI is crazy, because that 70 grand might bring you back 200, 300.
Yeah, and even just seeing the song #1, you're more likely to check it out. Now,
Right, because people are sheep.
Maybe,
and it's just...
if you see
and it's
something
also,
successful.
Labels are like, all CEOs at labels are obsessed with market share. Like, who has the market share? Sony has 25%.
Market share means the amount of streamed
like whose
songs at that moment.
Right, and
of all total streams, how many percent's yours?
Yeah, right. And there's like bonuses that are associated with who's in
because that's
first
their
place.
incentive structure.
Right.
If you're #1, you're going to get the trickle down, so they're going to try to boost.
Right.
Now, maybe you can't quantify it, but you said you can't do it with any song. You could take it from #10 to #1, or you got to be like 3, and then
No,
I can
I mean, look, Spotify even just put out this statement that said anything over, what was it, 80% and 90%?
Yeah.
Anything over 90,
They're going to call out.
if
So
we-
you could be 89% fake streams.
But that's
We're
what
not gonna
that's
say
saying.
shit, but over,
It's like that was Spotify's way of saying we know what's going on. We're okay with
We're
it.
profiting off it.
It just can't, of course, because somebody doing 1 billion streams on your platform is a good look for your platform.
Yes.
Because you're bragging about the amount of streams on your platform.
Think about where Apple Music loses to Spotify. One, they don't show the streams. Two, when it came out like last year that there was only one song that has 1 billion streams on there, like it just doesn't look as sexy as Spotify.
And I feel like as a consumer, nobody's listening to Apple Music. Spotify must be better.
Yep.
I don't know shit. Right. I'm just gonna go with the bigger one.
So the fake streams help the artist and the platform.
And the label. So like everyone wins. That's why no one's gonna say anything.
Think about it. If you're invested in Spotify, if your money is in Spotify shares, you want to know that it's getting the most streams and it's beating Apple by X
and
amount.
the labels are invested. I remember when
That's the craziest shit.
I remember when I was with Columbia, and Columbia, you know, there was a point in time where like they sold their shares of Spotify, whatever the fuck. But everyone on the label, just depending on how many streams you were doing, you got a check. I got a crazy check from Columbia selling their shares of Spotify. Yeah.
So,
Why did you get the crazy check?
Because I was doing a lot of streams on Spotify.
You get your share of the stream money.
Right. Right.
So this is crazy. Billy Corgan was on Rogan talking about this. Did you see that episode?
No.
Where he was like, and I don't know how factual this is, but this is what he said. He's like, the labels took equity pieces in the streaming platforms and then gave the streamers sweetheart deals on the artist's music. So basically, we're going to charge you less. For the artist music, which means the artist gets less, but we are personally going to take equity positions in those companies. So give me a little bit of Spotify, I'm going to give you this artist's music for little, but when your brand builds, because it needs us to build, I get that.
Hi, I'm Quentin from Black Magic Design, and I'd like to introduce you to DaVinci Resolve. If you're still paying...
But you know who doesn't get that?
The artist.
The artist.
Which is crazy.
But it's like the artist uses all of that for leverage to go get sponsorships, and it's all like fame driven. It's all like the streams might be fake, but me being perceived as a massive artist
make money on the
is
road.
real.
So
now I'm getting this, now I'm getting that, and I'm monetizing it with this brand or with this sponsorship, whatever it is. So it's like it's all just a fucking finesse, and it's all a scam.
And there's some artists that are like, I'm just gonna live off of my deal. Right? They're like, I don't even care if I make enough money to pay back the company or the label, whatever it is. They're going to give me my advance. That's what I make. Right? And
it's so funny when artists are like, I haven't seen a check since I got signed. It's like, because you're not recouped.
You didn't make any money.
Like, what are you so confused about? It's like, you didn't make the money back.
Is it possible the artists don't know?
Oh, yeah. I don't think any of the artists know that their streams are being faked.
Wow.
No, but that's and here's the thing.
That's
right?
heartbreaking.
Nah.
First of all, I encourage every artist, audit your label. Make sure there's an audit clause. Like I'm auditing, you know, who I was with. And there's a lot of money being found. Yeah, because the reality is like you don't know. There's a lot of things that are just hidden in those statements and the marketing expenses. And the reason why, like, if you're signed to a major label, right? It's so easy to just deny everything because there's a buffer. There's a label. The label's the middleman between the fake streams and you. So if it comes out that so-and-so is faking their streams, you can just play dumb. Be like, I had no idea.
The label must have did it.
Yeah, I didn't know what the label was spending their money on.
And when I have a hit song that has 1 billion streams, I'm not going to go, are we sure it's a billion?
Look, this is not me, like, speculating, right? This is me talking to, like, top 5 most streamed artists in the world and them talking to CEOs and CEOs admitting. And me on the phone with like managers of massive artists and on the phone with the dude who fakes the stream and them saying like, what's going on?
Wow. Dude, you know what I just
So this is not, it's not like I'm not sitting here
it's
like.
It's not conspiratorial. This is how
I really think people are fake.
Yeah.
And like once you know, it's really easy to tell which songs are being faked.
Who's the most fake?
Yeah.
No, I can't say that.
Come on. So listen, I'm not gonna, we were talking on Brilliant Idiots and Charlamagne said, it was a Drake song that came out. It was a Drake and SZA song.
SZA, yeah.
And he was like, it went number 1 1 week.
Yeah.
And the next week, it just fell off.
Right.
And he was like, listen, those are the types of things where you go, are these songs being pumped up by the label? Because I think Doja Cat's song, Paint the Town Red, had been in that top 5 for weeks.
Right.
That you're not going to keep faking streams
Yes,
for...
you are.
For real?
I'm not saying that she was doing that.
But you would fake
but I'm
streams
just
for
saying,
months?
I'm just saying, like, this is the thing.
Think of the perception you
You're
just had of
getting
Doja
real,
Cat.
like, it has
And
to
how
be a
big she must
song.
be.
But there's going to be diminishing returns if you keep having to spend $100
No.
grand every month, no?
Well, it's not $100,000 every month. Because it's really just spending enough money to hack the algorithm.
So 6ix9ine was right. Is that what you're trying to say?
What was he saying? Depends on what he said. Right about what?
Nah, he said something about they took his #1 by buying streams for some artists.
Yeah, I mean, like, the reality is they're not
Bundles
going
or
to
something?
do it, and it doesn't make sense to do it with something that's not already a moving train.
Got it.
When it's already a moving train, the public won't know the
even
difference.
wonder, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if it's a
Russ is dropping all types of gems. My goodness.
song that genuinely has 500 million streams, if we juice it and now it has 900 million, like I said, you're not going to sit there and be like, nah, I don't believe it has 900 million, because it's massive, organically.
Yeah.
So Donda and what was it, Certified Lover Boy, when we were all really fixated on who was going to be #1.
Yeah.
Whoever was #1, theoretically, they could have just paid and be
For
like,
sure.
And it almost makes me sorry.
But it's like, the labels are it's a business. They're
Yeah.
looking at it like we're protecting our investment,
Of course.
one.
Yeah.
And we're trying to obtain as much of the market share as possible.
Yeah.
Key importance right here is understanding that your song has to be doing something in order for them to invest in faking your streams. My idea of faking streams was off the rip, they just pay for your song to get, moving. So obviously that's not it. Your song has to be hot already. Once your song is hot, they're going to push it a little bit more by putting some more money in it. And then the more money they put on it, because if you think about it, the world is huge. The world is huge. And I'm sure around the world, there's still people to this day that haven't heard Victoria's Monet On My Mama. And that's a big song. Or let me make it even bigger, One Dance by Drake. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure there's people around the world. So if you keep pushing it, if you keep pushing a massive song like that by investing in fake streams or whatever, it's already huge. But I'm sure someone's where in freaking Indonesia haven't heard that song yet. But by investing in it, by purchasing the fake streams, it might get on that person's algorithm eventually. But your song has to be moving, like Russ says. It can't just be a random song. Like, I can't just be like, have 500 million streams and they'd be like, where did he come from? Because now that looks crazy. Fake streams from an unknown artist looks crazy. Looks like you didn't earn it. Fake streams from a superstar that people were already on doesn't look as bad, especially perception-wise, because the public believes, including myself, we believe what we're presented. Oftentimes, we don't do the research behind it. And Russ is saying it's pretty genius. Now, yeah, okay.
And they also know, this is just like a psychology thing. It's like fake commotion ends up creating real commotion.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Like,
Yeah.
if I'm just over here making a spectacle and it's a fake spectacle, the fake spectacle attracts real eyes. And now the real eyes are over here like,
Yeah.
what is that spectacle?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And now I have real people tuned in off of fake commotion.
Yeah.
And so here's a question, because we all see academics that post about who sells what in the first week or whatever. I think it was French Montana had like a really bad first week.
Right.
Is that French Montana standing on his own honor and being like, I refuse to play into this, buy any streams? Or do you think the label might be like, I'm
don't
assuming
believe
it's with a
this.
label,
Yeah.
would be like, we're kind of done with you, and you're going to have an embarrassingly low number because it's the real number, whereas everybody else getting inflated, but your shit is going to sit low.
I don't know what his situation. Well, I know like French is my guy, and I actually like helped him get the deal that he has.
I
know?
think French is great. That's
Yeah,
why
I think
we're
he's.
all like,
But it's like, either sometimes maybe it's not just so transparent where they're like, hey, do you want to fake your streams or not? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or it's like, it's not a moving train. So we're not going to push the button on it because it's not a moving train yet.
Yeah, if the album came out with some heat, then they could put the
Put it like this,
sauce
right?
on it.
Put it like this, full transparency. Now, I also know, and I've said this in interviews before, like this.
Love Russ, bro. This is why I love Russ. He is super open and honest. And y'all might disagree. Y'all might think it's cap. Y'all might think he's just doing it for attention. Whatever. I disagree wholeheartedly because he's been doing this for so long now. to keep up that mirage would be insane. You know what I'm saying? Especially knowing that people don't like it. But like you said, fake commotion creates fake real commotion or real attention. So this is what I like Russ. Russ be giving game.
This is the thing I'm like worried about is like me pointing the finger and calling shit out. All that's gonna happen is people are like, no. You're faking your stream. You know what I'm saying?
You know so much.
Right, like, how do you know? And you were on the phone. Nah, and you know what? Who even listens to Russ? You're faking your stream. But
You got people coming out to shows. I think that's the difference maker right there.
Real bodies.
That
But
clip of
I
you
will
in
say
India
this
was
for full
crazy.
transparency. This is the truth. 315 is a song I have that I put out, I don't know, 3 years ago. And right now it's doing...
Imagine having thousands of melodies like these. So I'm here inside the Emotional Lessons Library.
I don't know, 500,000 streams a day on Spotify. There was a time where it was doing 800 and 900,000, right? And the threshold to go into today's top hits is like they want to see you getting like 1.1, right? And that's like, once you're in today's top hits, over with, right? So we got on the phone because I was like, Milan, I hit my manager, I was like, Milan, see what this guy, like, because I've like, low-key, I'm like planning like a fucking Vice documentary. I'm like exposing all this shit. I'm like, Milan, hit this guy, like, what is the like process of this shit? But it's like, so he talks to him and he's like, look, you know,
You got to fake his
this
voice.
is the perfect song to do it because it's crushing organically.
Nobody's going to know the difference between
No.
200,000 streams.
315 organically was before TikTok and Billboard did the thing where there was a Billboard chart for TikTok songs. 315 was the #1 song on TikTok in the world. You know what I mean? Organically. So once again, if I was to boost that, what is anyone going to say? No, I hear it everywhere on TikTok, so it kind of checks out. Makes sense. And we talked to the dude, or Milan talked to him, and told us, you know, it's like an 8 to 12 week campaign. You spend 35, 40 grand and like, that's it. And then it's out of here. Wow. And now guess what? Now it goes from, once again, it goes from 800,000 organic streams a day to now maybe it is doing that 1.2 million threshold. And now Spotify puts it in today's top hits.
And now it's at
boom,
2 million.
Boom, boom, boom. You see what I'm saying? And now radio's like, wait, this is a smash.
It's a multiplier.
And so all of a sudden,
It's a
that
marketing
extra
expense.
400,000 streams that are fake get a whole bunch of real ears and but I just could not live with myself if I did it because the reason why, like, and I'm gonna be honest, it's so tempting.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah.
I've even tweeted about it before where it's like, wait a second. If everyone's on steroids, am I an idiot?
Yeah.
It's the baseball shit.
Am I an idiot?
Yeah.
Right? Like, am I being naive and almost childish where it's like, I'm sitting here still trying to like play the game the right way and everyone else is like, dog, what are you doing? Like, you know, we're all doing this, right? Yeah. And so I start, I oscillate with like yes and no every day, but I just have faith and I know that house is gonna come crumbling down and I don't wanna be in it when it does. Because guess what it'll do? It won't just be, oh, Russ, you faked the streams on 315. It'll send the whole catalog into question.
Yep.
Right.
Especially because
that would fucking ruin me.
And especially because
You know
you're
what I'm saying?
independent.
Right.
If you're not independent, if you're already part of the label system,
Right.
even if you put it all into question, they wouldn't be incentivized to tear them down. But to you,
oh yeah,
there are people I'm sure that are part of the industry that have heard all the shit that you said and then seen your success without them, and they're like,
they're waiting for me to fake the second
100%.
if I did it, it would be Russ is faking the streams.
And let this be a lesson to all other independent
right,
artists.
because guess what that narrative is? Now the narrative would be, see, you can't get real success
Without
independent unless you fake your stream.
Yep.
Yeah.
You gotta be with a major.
Yeah.
So like, I just feel I owe it not just to myself, but to the whole like.
I respect it. I 100% respect it. My question now is paying to be put on a playlist the same as faking your streams? Because I've done that. I've done to like not being put, because it's not guaranteed, but to pitch your songs to be put on playlists. It's not a guarantee that it's going to get put on there, but I wonder if that's considered as, no, I don't think that's faking a stream, because that's real people. Because I remember doing that 3-4 years ago with one of my songs called Make It, with a bunch of my songs, really, Make It, Still Ain't Profit, Night Shift. And these songs to this day are still getting like pretty decent numbers. Obviously not as much as when they were on that playlist, at the top of that playlist, but they're still getting numbers and I still got people on it, but I wonder if that's, I don't know, but I respect Russ for sticking to his guns and his ideologies.
Independent community to do it the real way.
Yeah.
And look, if that means that I have a ceiling here, then so be it. But at least this is real.
Yeah.
'Cause why are y'all doing billions of streams and the tickets don't match?
Yeah.
Because explain that. Because I'll see certain guys that I think are these huge artists.
Right.
Or girls too, and it's like they can do the festival shows, and people kind of know their songs at the
Yeah,
festival shows.
right.
But the festival's bringing in the people.
It's a soft ticket. Yeah. Right.
So how do you explain the discrepancy?
Yeah. I mean, honestly, some of it I will say, like devil's advocate, I do think certain music is geared towards a certain environment. Certain music is club music.
Yeah.
You're not going to an arena to hear club music.
Rap sucks live. Let's just be honest.
Nah, not all
Sorry.
of it.
He's been on this. He's been on this for weeks.
It's awful, son. Rap is the worst
been on
music
this
live.
for
It's
weeks.
so bad, it's unbelievable.
Wait, what?
It's amazing.
Give me an example of rap music.
But Travis, I literally asked him afterwards. I was like, "Yo, usually rap sucks live. Like, why didn't this suck?" And he goes, "I make music for the live show.
Right.
He goes, I'm specifically putting together these songs for this experience."
That's a great point. Counterpoint, you also saw 50 Cent the night before, and that was also incredible. So
I'm sure 50
your
live.
theory is falling apart pretty quickly.
50 was incredible.
I'm sure
But we
it's
didn't see
amazing.
50 in arena, but 50 in arena would be incredible.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, there's no question.
Yeah.
What I'm trying to say is, I can listen to a random person sing karaoke, and if their
Yeah.
voice is amazing, it shuts it down.
Yeah.
Like, you've seen those videos where people are singing a song in Italian and like in a restaurant, like they
Right.
just come in and start singing, the
Yeah.
whole restaurant starts singing. Walk in, try to rap in a restaurant,
Right.
and see your ass get arrested immediately.
If it's great, I think.
Walk into a restaurant and start singing "Lose Yourself." Get the fuck out of here, yo! I got a chicken sandwich on the way. I don't want to hear that shit.
Lose yourself might ring off, to be honest.
I think generally,
Depending on the restaurant.
But no, but to
Here's
that
what he's
point,
trying to say.
To that point, it's like it depends on the music the environment was made for.
Yes.
Shout out to Russ for another great interview, man. That's crazy. I love Russ, man. I am a huge fan of Russ. I hope to work with Russ one day, whether having him on my podcast or music wise. It's just great to see someone stick to his guns and just be real. You know what I'm saying? Be real. Because at first, as he has admitted in his past interviews, it came off as hate. You know what I'm saying? Because it was like, I'm doing all this stuff and y'all aren't accepting me. Like y'all ain't recognizing me. So now I'm going to just blast y'all. Just, scorch earth. Now it's more as like, I'm cool with where I'm at, but now I'm just saying this for educational purposes. I feel like intent makes a difference in that. But anyway, I appreciate y'all for checking out this Purely Talk reactions. Stay tuned for more. Every Wednesday, Purely Talk podcast drops. Yeah, man. Peace.